let's assume you have a function called print book info that prints the title of a book and the author. Here we have green eggs and ham, and if we were to run it, we would see that it's just going to print green eggs and ham, and the author is Dr. Seuss. Now, however, if we had the instance where we knew that we needed to have an additional author, because sometimes books have co-authors, we would have to maybe create an overload of this function. And we'd say this would be author 2. So we'd have author and author 2, and then perhaps we might change it to say authors, and then we'd have another comma with another string interpolation here, and we'd put author 2. Now, if the book has 3 authors, we'd have to create another function, and 4, and 5, and 6, and you can see where this is going. So thankfully, Kotlin has a way for us to do that without having to write extra code, really. And so what we can do is take this last parameter and turn this into a vararg, and that's the keyword vararg, which means variable argument. And then I'm just going to change this to authors, which means that this value could take 0 to many values. So there could be many authors here. And since this is going to be an array, if we were to print this now, let's go ahead and just add another person in here. Say maybe I was the co-author, which we know I'm not, but this is hypothetical. We'll run this here, and you can see that we actually have an open bracket, and it's starting to print the information. This is now an array, and so this is printing the information about the array. If we actually want to print the contents of the array, we're going to hop into a little bit of an advanced concept here, and we'll use a lambda expression, and we'll print it to the screen, and it is the keyword, so we print line. And if we were to run it now, we would see also this array value here, which we could get rid of and clean it up a little bit and run it again, and you would see that we have green eggs and ham, and the author, which should say authors, would be Dr. Seuss and Donn Felker, as it's now rendering here. Now we could also take this and add additional ones. So if we had Jane Doe, and we had John Doe, and we had all kinds of other ones, we could keep adding them in there. Now the other cool thing is too, we could also have the situation where for whatever reason, this book just doesn't have an author and it's unknown. We could run this as well, and we would see that there's no values returned. So if you need to have a function that takes in multiple inputs of a particular type, you'll want to make sure that the vararg is the last argument in the function. Slap on the vararg keyword, and then you can pass multiple values in. So such as we're doing here. So it's like X, Y, and Z, and then all these values would then be stuffed into this authors array, and you could loop over it using either a lambda expression or any other array manipulation or iteration techniques.